Stop recording.
I have no rights to these songs. Alexa, play Murphy and the Bricks by the Horton Weavers. Alexa, play Murphy and the Bricks by the Horton Weavers.
Murphy and the Bricks by the Horton Weavers from Apple Music.
Dear Mum, I write this note to you to tell you I feel shite, for at the time of writing it, I LOST'd me sight. Me body is all tremory, me really anxified. And I write this note to say why Cassie can't be exercised. Whilst working on the second floor, some clothes I had to clear, but to toss them down from such a height was not a good idea. Smaidva wasn't very pleased, she is an awkward sod. And she said I had to spoff them down the stairs in me hod. Well, moving all these clothes by hand, it was so very slow. So I hoisted up a basket and secured the rope below. But in my haste to do the job, I was too blind to see that a basket full of laundry was heavier than me. And so when I untied the rope, the basket fell like lead. But clinging tightly to the rope, I started up instead. I shot up like a spoffer, till to my dismay I found that halfway up I met the bloody basket coming down. The force broke my shoulder as to the ground it sped, and when I reached the top I hit the light shade with me head, still clinging tightly to the rope from this almighty blow. Well, the basket spilt out half its clothes from second floor below. Now when his clothes had fallen from the basket to the floor, I then outweighed the basket and so started down once more, still clinging tightly to the rope, me body racked with pain. And halfway down I met the bloody basket once again. The force of this collision halfway down the Howdver block caused multiple abrasions and a nasty case of shock. Still clinging tightly to the rope, I fell towards the ground and landed on the dirty clothes the basket had scattered round. I lay there groaning on the ground, I thought I'd passed the worst, when the basket hit the light shade and then the bottom burst. A heap of clothes rained down on me, I didn't have a hope. As I lay there pleading on the ground, I let go of the spoffing rope. The basket now being heavier, it started down once more and landed right across me as I lay there on the floor. It broke 3 ribs in my left arm, and I can only say, I hope you'll understand why Cassie can't be worked today. Alexa, play Delaney's Donkey by Val Doonican.
Delaney's Donkey by Val Doonican from Apple Music.
Now the Nicholsons had huskies that everyone admired, permanently stubborn and never ever tired, a leg at every corner, balancing their heads, and a tail to let you know which end they wanted to be fed. Smaidva slyly said they'd underrated them, why not train them? Then they took a rag, they rubbed them, scrubbed them, they oiled and lubricated them, got them to a post, and when they started up the flag, there was Smaidva pushing them, shoving them, shushing them. Sandra, Misha, and everyone in town lined up, attacking them and shoving them and stacking them. They might as well have tried to push the Tesco down. The Huskies were eyeing them, openly defying them, humping, jumping, and twisting out of place. Carol reversing them, everybody cursing them. The day the Nicholson's Huskies ran the food hunt race, the muscles of the mighty never known to flinch. They couldn't move the Huskies a quarter of an inch. Craig lay exhausted, sleeping like a goat, with a grip just like an Irishman on a 10-pound note. Starter Carter, he lined up with the rest of them. When they saw them, they were willing then. They raced up, ready for the best of them. They started off to cheer, but then they changed their minds again, and there was Smyther pushing them, shoving them, shushing them. Sandra, Misha, and Carol in the car. She started poking them and grabbing them and stroking them. They kicked her in the bustle, and she said, "Sod off, the sods and the idiots, the motorers and the midgets, Thessalons and Spoffers." They hurried to the place, stood there in unity, voice of the community. The day the Nicholson's Huskies ran the food hunt race, the crowd began to cheer them. Stephanie, the judge, she came up to assist them, but still they wouldn't budge. And the jockeys who were riding them, Craig and Pam plus 3, were so thoroughly disgusted that they went and had the tea. Rick and Silas were students of psychology, swore they'd shift them with some dynamite. They brought it, and without apology, the Huskies blew a sneeze and blew the whole lot out of sight. There was Smyther pushing them, shoving them, and shushing them. Ketsia, Seeley, and all the Travellers' crew, police and auxiliary, the FBI artillery, the second and the Navy, and the lifeguards too. They seized them and harried them. They picked them up and carried them, cheered them, steered them to the winning place. Then the bookies all drew aside, 'cause they all were really starvified. The day the Nicholson's Huskies ran the food hunt race. Alexa, play Paddy McGinty's Goat by Val Doonican.
Paddy McGinty's Goat by Val Doonican from Apple Music.
Now, Craig Nicholson was a Chorley man of note, fell in for a fortune and he bred himself a goat. Says he went to Chorley and thought he'd had his fill, but when he came back home forgot to pay the electric bill. All the young people who lived in Exton town, they went mad at Craig, told him to calm the hell down. Says he had no spare money left for him afloat, we'll leave the rest to prosper in Craig Nicholson and his goat. Mrs. Pritchard to her daughter said, "Listen, Pamela, what was the thing you were cuddling over there?" She'd long wiry whiskers hanging from her chin. 'Twas only Craig Nicholson's goat, she'd answered with a grin. Then she went away from the village in disgrace. She came back with powder and lipstick on her face. She'd rings on her fingers and she wants a pygmy goat. You bet your life she'll never get those from Craig Nicholson and his goat. Now Pam Nicholson was the knot about to tie. She hung out her dress upon the washing line to dry. Along came the dogs and they saw the bits of white and chewed up all the rest of it upon her wedding night. "Oh, turn out the light quick," she shouted out to Craig, "for though I'm your bride, think I might have got the plague. I had to with everything I told you when I wrote, and now I want a nothing all through Craig Nicholson and his goat." Now Smyther, she went down to Boff the other day. She won 20 quid on a scratch card, yay. She held up the note, shouting, "Look at what I've got." Then Luna came and grabbed it, and she swallowed up the lot. "She's eaten me banknotes," said Smyther with a hump. They went to the doctors and they got her stomach pumped. They pumped and they pumped for the £20 note, but all they got was £9, said Craig Nicholson and his goat. Oh, old Craig's goat had a wondrous appetite, and one day for breakfast she had some dynamite. A big box of matches she swallowed up with ease, and out she went and swallowed up a £1/4 of cheese. She sat by the fireside and didn't give a shite. She swallowed a spark and exploded with a fright. So if you go to heaven, you can bet a £1 note that the angels with the whiskers on Craig Nicholson and his goat. Alexa, play O'Rafferty's Motor Car by Val Doonican.
O'Rafferty's Motor Car by Val Doonican from Apple Music.
Now Manchester dump of an eye Hudver is the biggest, I declare. It's made up of bits and pieces and there's builders everywhere. Mr. Damascene is ages old but he's still got lots of power. But if you have seen the waiting list, it is nearly 19 hours. Oh, what a busy old eye Hudver, it's the biggest I could say. It used to be white like a prison, now it is 50 shades of grey. On TV and the radio and in every Howdiver. The burning question of the day is Manchester eye Hudver. Now two of the doors are rectangular and the third one's off a tram. The fourth and the last remaining door is really hard to slam. The number plate's Mancunian and it's hard to understand. Now if you get up toward 55, the door will break in your hand. Now go for a ride in the transport and you'll get the blasted shakes. The road from Mancunian Way is a veil of pains and aches. When traffic lights turn red ahead, you best jump out the door. For the moment the driver treads on the brakes, your foot will go through the floor. Oh, what a busy old I hold, for it's the biggest I could say. It used to be white like a praise, and now it is 50 shades of grey. On TV and the radio, and in every house of her. The burning question of the day is Manchester I hold for. Now, if you go to Fort 55, the rooms will make you laugh. They're full of a load of papers and they're truly lacking staff. Me meds have gone to Lord knows where and the stuff all over the floor. And the moment the staff come in, you think, what were we waiting for? I came in on August the 12th, the staff, they really took the piss. They're missing a load of papers and there's information missed. The doctors, they were running around. The theatre staff were late because of a damn emergency. They left me in the state. Oh, what a busy old I hold, for it's the biggest I could say. It used to be white like a praise, and now it is 50 shades of grey. On TV and the radio, and in every house of her. The burning question of the day is Manchester I hold for.
Stop recording.